Hi, my name is Allison Cooper. I'm here today to teach you how to pack for a day hike. You want to keep a couple things in mind before you pack and before you go out to hike. The first is the weather. You want to make sure that you watch the weather for the area that you'll be going to. You want to make sure that if it's supposed to be cold that day, you're packed warm clothes. You want to make sure that everything that you have is moisture wicking. If it's supposed to be really hot that day, you may need to pack extra sunscreen, maybe a light fishing shirt to keep the sun off of your shoulders, off of your back. You want to make sure that you have a hat, some sunglasses. These are essential to keep the sun off of your face and to keep you nice and healthy. Also, some people think about packing bandanas or buffs. These keep the sun off of your neck. Very important. You want to make sure that if it's supposed to rain, you pack rain clothes. You want to make sure that you stay dry and you stay warm. These are all really important, and every time you go out you want to make sure that you pack an extra set of clothes in case something happens to the first pair. If you get rained on, if you fall into the river, God forbid, you want to make sure that you have an extra set of clothes to change into to be prepared for those things. Something that I always pack, I pack an extra pair of shorts if it's supposed to be warm. If not, I'll pack an extra pair of dry, moisture-wicking, quick dry pants. I always pack a light jacket with me if I'm going early in the morning or if I'm planning on staying out later at night. I always bring a jacket with me. I have my moisture-wicking lightweight shirt. I have my buff, my hat, my sunglasses. Usually I just wear my hat out there. I always pack an extra pair of socks. Wool socks work really well. They're very important that you have an extra pair because you don't want your feet to get wet. You don't want your feet to stay wet if they get wet. Something else that's very important is your shoes. You need to be really mindful about what shoes you wear. I wear hiking boots because they're made to protect you. They're made specifically for hiking to protect your ankles, to help you with that rough terrain. You don't have to wear hiking boots. If you wear a comfortable pair of tennis shoes, a good pair of tennis shoes, that also works, but I prefer hiking boots. You want to make sure that you have a first aid kit on hand. It doesn't have to be as big as this first aid kit. Mine is kind of big. I usually take a smaller one on my hikes, but you want to make sure that you have something if you get into an accident. If you or somebody that you know is hurt, you have the materials necessary to take care of them and to keep everybody safe. So I put that in my pack. If you're planning on staying out for a while, you might want to bring some toilet paper with you. Usually when you're on a hiking trail, there aren't bathrooms. You might also want to bring a sanitary shovel, just to be on the safe side. I always put that in my pack too. I keep it on the outside, somewhere easily accessible. Something else you want to be really mindful of is snacks. We love snacks. Snacks are good. Snacks are especially good for hiking trips to keep that protein level up, keep that energy level up, keep you satiated. Very good. I keep that typically on the outside too, so I don't have to go digging for it. I usually bring almonds because I'm a sucker for almonds, and I'll bring some protein bars, so I'll put those in my pack. We'll just zip that up. Something you need to be really, really mindful of is water. Especially in Texas, especially in summer, you need to be really careful about taking water. Usually the way that my family does it when we go on hikes is somebody takes a hiking pack and then somebody else brings a CamelBak and everybody has their own water bottle to make sure that we do not run out of water. Sometimes when it's cold outside, you don't realize how much you're sweating, you don't realize how much moisture you're losing. Usually in the summer you're like, oh, it's hot, I need a drink. Keep in mind, especially if it's a little chilly, to bring a lot of water and to keep drinking water. It's very important to stay hydrated, especially out here in Texas. So I'll put that in my little water pocket. Something else that I bring is a pocket knife. Just in case, you never know what's going to happen out on the trail. You may need it for whatever reason, so I usually put that in there with my snacks. And then something else that I always bring is my purse. My purse has all of my daily essentials when I'm not hiking. It's got SPF lip balm in it, it's got a pocket knife, I've got all kinds of stuff. One thing that it especially has is my identification. That way if something happens to me and I'm hiking alone and I'm unresponsive, whoever finds me can find this, look in it, and identify me and figure out who I am and my emergency contacts and who to contact for me. You need to make sure that you have an itinerary. You're going to keep one in your truck, and then you're going to keep one with a friend, and you're going to let that friend know where you'll be, all the places that you plan on going. That way if something happens to you and you don't come back when you're supposed to, they know exactly where you're supposed to be and they know where to go. Something else that I bring that I don't have on me right now is my headlamp. I always bring a headlamp or a flashlight in case I plan on staying out, in case I stay out later than I plan, and it gets dark. I can find my way back. I know where I'm going. I can find trailhead markers. I think that flashlights are really essential when you go day hiking. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. That's all that I have. When you go out on these day hikes, make sure that you check the weather, make sure people know where you're going, make sure that you have a first aid kit, and that you're safe. If you are going out later than you intend, make sure that you have that headlamp or a flashlight, and happy hiking!